Yes, audio is good. What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 74. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by Ash Destroy 'em,
Yo, what's up, guys?
Phaneckswhy,
What up? What up?
and Mr. Bryant himself.
So quiet up and listen down. Nope, scratch that, reverse it.
I forgot to mention your shirt, and I was like, oh, that doesn't look like a Yeti shirt. And I was like, wait a minute, that's Persona. Like, I mean, what gave
I
it
wear it in honor.
what gave it away for me was the yellow TV. Like, that's Persona 4 for sure. So
I knew right off the bat, but what made me like kind of sad is that they never included 1 and 2. But I don't care.
there's a Persona 1 and 2. I thought I started at 3. No, just kidding.
Well, it comes out in a couple of days, I think. Doesn't 3 Reloaded come out?
3
Reload come out in a couple
does.
days?
Yes.
So I'm wearing it in honor of that.
Here's a funny thing about that. I thought Persona 3 Reload was gonna come out by on February 22nd. Turns out I added a 2 in front of the actual date, so it's coming out on February 2nd. So I'm like, oh, I wasn't ready for that.
This Friday. Yeah,
and
we
Granblue
have
and all the rest.
Yep, we have Granblue, Persona 3 on the same week. I mean, this past week was just Tekken 8 and Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. And then, at the end of the month, we have Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Like, February is pretty stacked. And there's probably some other stuff that I can't even remember. The week before last week, we also had Prince of Persia that came out. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then Power World, I guess you can include Power World. But yeah, there's quite a lot that's going on. But before we get into our topics of the day, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We did hit our goal of 600 subscribers. So yeah, we did it a little bit early. We're sitting at 602. But as always, our goal right now is by the end of March to hit 1,000 subscribers. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of March. So I know we can hit that goal. So every little bit counts. So definitely share the channel. Does help out a lot. Follow on Twitch. That also helps out. Man, that's throwing me off.
Sorry,
No, you're good.
I have a random announcement to make. It's kind of like a hot take a little bit
What's up?
About Infinite Wealth. Ever since I learned about the whole New Game Plus thing, locked behind like
Infinite Wealth.
Pre-order,
Yeah,
I decided to not really support the game whatsoever.
Yeah,
I'm not even try it or pick it up. I just don't want to support that kind of practice.
Yeah,
I just can't.
I wonder what's gonna happen. Like, I was thinking maybe they're gonna go ahead and do like an update and add it anyways. I don't know.
I think that's what you said when you told me the news. You told me that on like the deluxe for a time, the New Game Plus was gonna be a lot behind deluxe edition. So when you say for a time, it means that for a time until the window's done, that's when they're gonna actually add New Game Plus as like a free add-on per se. Right?
Well, we don't know if they are, like, if it's gonna be locked. Is it gonna be a purchase like DLC, like that we don't know, or they're just gonna add it for free? Because sometimes like pre-order DLCs, for example, they'll come out available or later on available for free. A good example was like the Sonic shoes in Sonic Frontiers. Like, if you pre-order the game, you got the Sonic Adventure 2 shoes.
Yeah.
But then later on they gave it out for free. So it's like, we don't know. It's still a weird thing to actually go ahead and like lock, because this seems like a common thing that should just be free. But I mean, hey, the industry is all up. It's a mess right now, honestly. Like, the whole, and it's funny, like as I sit here and think about that stuff. Earlier today, I was watching a Did You Know Gaming video on Miyamoto and how he kind of like flipped the industry upside down and kind of turned it one way. And then it kind of reminded me of Iwata and how Iwata was in terms of his business practices. And then, here we are today where everybody, and I don't want to say like but Nintendo, but like Nintendo doesn't do it as much, but like everybody else is just, I don't know, they're crazy. with lack of better words, they're just going crazy. Like, it's ridiculous. I guess this is a good start to our main topic. Actually, no, I don't want to do our main topic yet. Let's talk about some smaller news real quick. Starting off with Tekken 8. Tekken 8 is out, like I mentioned earlier, and people want Tifa in the game. Like, literally, they're adding Harada-san, who's the creator of Tekken, and telling him, hey, put Tifa in the game, put Tifa in the game. And he responded and said, his response in the tweet was like, yeah, I know you like her and you think she's cute, but we don't have any plans to put her in the game. Like that was literally Harada's response. And when you look at it, it's not, how can I put it? It's possible that she can join the game because Noctis was in Tekken 7.
Yeah, of
So,
course. Yeah.
so it's like, it's not like the Square Enix hasn't done anything with Bandai Namco in the Tekken series. And if anything, she makes better sense than Noctis does because she's a fighter. So it's like, why not put her in there? So we'll see. I mean, I honestly think that he will do it because he's pretty outspoken. He's on there. I've seen him like, praising like creators and like, always being like very active in the community. And that's something that's kind of rare. A lot of a lot of creators of games don't really go out there unless they want to complain. And he's one that is not always complaining. He is putting people in their places, but he's responding to people who at him, which is pretty cool. What do you guys think? Do you think Tifa has a chance of making a Tekken?
I'll start off with this. So I'm pretty sure why Hirata said the way he said it was because one he actually has a better sense of humor compared to most creators about the cute thing. Two, he had because when it comes to like doing a project, there's a roadmap. I'm pretty sure they have an entire roadmap on what DLC characters what they want to add, and Tifa wasn't amongst the roadmap. So I feel like once the DLC like the season passes are done, they're probably gonna add Tifa like later on, like not soon but later. So does she have a chance? Yes. It's just she'll be kind of up in the air until everything is done. Like after they may reap their profits from all the season passes and everything like that. So see, Tifa is definitely a way better dressed than Noctis, in my personal opinion. I was only surprised that Noctis was even in a Tekken game to begin with. But it's just for that team itself, they didn't think that people wanted Tifa in the game, I guess, which is why she wasn't part of the roadmap to begin with. Heck, maybe there's probably another FF character that they use part of the that's part of the roadmap instead of Tifa. Who knows? Let's see what happens.
That's possible.
But yeah.
What about you, Bryant?
Well, I mean, Tifa and Tekken would sell copies. I mean, hands down, it would sell copies. I mean, Rebirth is arguably the biggest release of the year, at least that we know of so far. She just has this pedigree. I mean, she's a hand-to-hand fighter in the most popular RPG, at least Japanese role-playing game on the planet. That game is so hype right now, and she's a fan favorite. The fighting style matches. Noctis didn't match. I mean, it's cool that he's in Tekken 7 or whatever, but like just the fighting style of Tifa, like it just makes sense, and she's just popular, and it would sell copies. So why wouldn't you do it? So that's how I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Noctis makes better sense in like Soul Calibur than Tekken.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Like I completely agree with everything what you said, Brian. It just all depends on the roadmap. It all depends on the scope, on how much money they want to spend on that set project by itself, right? So I definitely want Tifa 110% to be in Tekken. If anything, though, they'll probably like even spark further my interest into Tekken 8 because when the game came out, I actually downloaded the demo and tried the game myself. Game is freaking fluid. It's even more fluid than 7. I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
Yeah.
But it's just for right now they're going to try to like play on the fence a little bit, try to get their other DLC out first, and then once everything's like cooled down a little bit, maybe they'll add like Tifa as like a bonus DLC or something like that. Or heck, maybe they already have her on the roadmap. They just don't want to announce it yet because I think they only announced the first character for the season pass DLC, right? They're not going to like announce everyone. They're not going to announce everyone at once. So maybe they're just keeping it under wraps since they're trying to like fool you in a sense, right? Who knows? So.
Yeah, I was like, they announced Eddie Gordo as the first one, which was
Eddie.
always my main ever since he was introduced in Tekken 3, I think, was his introduction. And since then, I always use Eddie. In any game that he wasn't in, they usually had, what's her name, Christy in, who was basically just Eddie Gordo, just female version, because same moveset and everything.
Wasn't she a little faster?
Was she? I don't know. Like,
I thought she moved a little faster, and he was a little bit slower, but he hit harder.
I mean, it might have been because I think in what was it, like Tekken 6 or
I think it was
Tag, they had both of them.
Yeah, because they had both of them, and I think that was the different play styles. Like if you wanted a quicker hit or a stronger hit, it depends on which one you picked.
Yeah, I don't remember that. So I mean, it's possible you're right. Like, I don't remember it.
Yeah, pretty sure. I mean, I played a lot of tag in like the arcades growing up.
So the thing is,
My answer is never say never.
Yeah,
It could happen.
I have a
Okay.
bit of a pet peeve when it comes to fighting games with their DLCs and stuff.
Mhm.
So like you said, Eddie Gordo was first introduced in Tekken 3, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Why is he DLC? Because
I don't
if
know.
he's technically an OG character, why is he like released as DLC? Right, and it's not
Nobody
just
knows.
Tekken. Like other games do this, like Guilty Gear Strive, they're like guilty of it.
Mhm.
Like almost literally Street Fighter, same way as well. Akuma's literally the last character for the season pass.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you know how long Akuma's been in the game?
Yeah,
Why
so
is he
Street
DLC?
Fighter 2.
The way I think of DLC, I'm talking about like new, like either a crossover character. So like for examples, like in Tekken 7, we had Noctis, and then we had that one dude from The Walking Dead. You guys remember his name?
What? There was a Walking Dead character?
Negan?
Yeah, Negan. Yes,
He was in
Negan.
Tekken?
Yes. Yeah.
I
I
thought he
did
was in
not
Soul
know that.
Calibur.
He could be in there too, but he's definitely in Tekken 7.
Oh wow, I did
definitely
not know that.
Yeah. So that stuff like that, I consider as DLC characters. That makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
I think Smash did it the best because literally all their DLC characters is characters from different actual franchises and companies and stuff. It makes sense, right?
Except for Pyro and Mythra.
I mean,
They're Nintendo.
Monolith Soft. Yeah. Okay.
Nintendo owns Monolith Soft, so
it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and Byleth.
it's just
and Byleth. That's also Nintendo.
that's fair, but still, they're
that's
like
Sora.
they commit the least.
Yeah.
Oh, not
that's
Sora.
Square
No,
Enix.
definitely
Yeah.
not Sora. Yeah. Sora been on PlayStation for way longer than Nintendo. So, but it's just Nintendo is the least guilty when it comes to getting out old characters as DLC. We can all agree that legit like the OG Smash characters were never DLC to begin with. So there's that.
Yeah.
And like when it comes to these other fighting games, they never try.
Well,
when it comes to
Mewtwo wasn't
these
Mewtwo DLC in Smash Wii U? Yeah, because I think Mewtwo
Yes.
was
That
DLC.
sounds right.
And Mewtwo
Yes, I
was
think so.
originally in what, Melee, I believe. So yeah.
I'm just referring to him in Smash 64, where you have Mario, Luigi, Ness, Pikachu, Samus, Donkey Kong, Link, Jigglypuff,
yeah,
Captain
but
Falcon.
yeah,
So-
but like,
Ness.
Nintendo
No, I
did
see
it
what you're saying,
once. Yeah, and Lucas
Yeah.
was also DLC. And Lucas was in Brawl. So like Nintendo did do that in Smash Wii U. They fixed that in Ultimate though, because Ultimate was all new characters. But I do get what you're getting at. It's like if it's a character is already established, it shouldn't be DLC.
Yeah,
And
like
having
it's-
somebody like Eddie
it's-
Gordo as
it's
DLC,
just-
yeah, it's kind of dumb.
it's just weird to me. On top of that, fighting games are just freaking expensive. Like the thing is with fighting games,
nowadays, yeah.
I feel like you can get the most enjoyment out of a fighting game if you know how to play the said fighting game, right?
Yeah, of
so many
course.
friends should try to get me to play Guilty Gear Strive. Problem is that I want to have other reasons why I need to get into the Guilty Gear series besides just playing the fighting game itself,
Yeah.
right? And Guilty Gear is just more fighting, and that's it. And the deal, and then if you want to get all the season pass characters, which I think they already released one character like 3 to 4 months ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, not 3 to 4. This is like 2 months ago actually. If you want to, the deluxe edition is like $75. I'm like, bro, I don't know about that, man. Jesus
Mhm.
Christ. But it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that there's got to be a way for better pricing models for fighting games when it
No, I
comes to
agree.
extra characters or something. So
I
don't know.
agree because nowadays when you buy a fighting game, you gotta expect season pass 1, season pass 2, season pass 3, season
Yeah,
pass
let's
1.2.
let's just go back to the
like,
let's just go back to the arcade days where we just enter 25 cents and you just have a good time.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
Marvel versus Capcom 2. We need that type of like
Yes,
what
I
you call
agree.
it roster. There we go.
Yeah.
Even though
Mhm.
speaking of roster, we'll jump a little bit on the notes here. Dragon Ball Battle Hour has been going out, and there was a new Dragon Ball Sparking Zero trailer, which showed off Goku and Vegeta. And at the end, it looks like they did show off the roster, or not the whole roster, but everybody that's been announced. And I assume, what it looks like is there's going to be a total of 165 characters,
Correct.
which
Yes.
is looking nice. Flip side to that though is transformations are considered a character, so yeah,
Which
that
is
means
I mean, I'm not
it can
surprised
be.
about that.
Yeah, it can be. I wish they weren't considering them as characters, but then at the same time, when I think about it, it's like I don't even think there's 165 characters, fighting characters at least in the Dragon Ball series. Like, now that I think about it, but I could be wrong. But I'm excited for that. That new trailer was nice, like graphically speaking. It's amazing looking. I am happy you get to play it as Great Ape Vegeta, which means there's probably Great Ape Gohan in there, which is kind of cool because that's something that the Budokai Tenkaichi had. Like, they literally had like everything. You could play as every single transformation that was available, and it looks like they're doing this because they showed off Super Vegeta, which is a transformation they really don't show anymore. But Super Vegeta, we all know, was the big buff Vegeta, where he thought that if he got the bigger muscle, he could bring up his power level. But even Cell was like, but you're slow. But yeah, that was.
Are you talking about Trunks?
Actually, yeah, you're right. Trunks did it even more. Yeah, Trunks did it beyond. You're right, Trunks. And he was the one that Cell was like, the reason Vegeta didn't do that is because he knew it would slow down his movement. You are right there. They also showed off.
He had that whole he thought he was stronger than his dad. His dad would get pissed off.
Okay, so technically he is stronger, but he was just so much slower. That's the problem.
Well, yeah,
that's all it is.
Well, yeah, but no, Vegeta.
Cell had to
because Cell. I remember Cell did say that, but Cell said the reason Vegeta didn't do that is because he knew that would slow him down.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where Trunks was surprised, the whole time that, because he like what Fan was saying, he thought he was stronger than Vegeta, but he wasn't. He was just not using his powers the right way, I guess you could say, or his ability, or his strength.
Yeah.
All
just
of them.
not efficient.
Yeah. But yeah, they also showed off the final DBZ or Dragon Ball Z Kakarot DLC, which is the Oob DLC, which to me I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed, but actually and not surprised, just because I don't really care about that part. It seems like it's just gonna be one fight, which is just Oob against Goku, which is cool, I guess. But I don't know. You had bangers like the Bardock DLC was great. The Tenkaichi one for where Goku versus Piccolo was great because you actually had Goku versus King Piccolo, and then you would actually do the Goku and Piccolo fight when he's older, which is kind of cool.
Which was fun.
And then you had Oob. And it's I don't mind the character Oob. I always liked him, but it's just this part's it feels underwhelming compared to the first two DLCs you had. I would have rather have the Brawly, have Dragon Ball Super Brawly DLC where you're Goku and Vegeta fighting Brawly. I think that would be more fun.
I'm surprised that they never added that.
I think that would be better DLC than Oob. I don't know. Maybe they got lazy. Maybe they were just you guys are spending too much. We're just gonna have to wrap it up. Who knows? What's up, Shu? Welcome to the podcast.
What up, Shu?
You think they're gonna start adding a universe like the other universe characters?
In what? In Sparking
in this
Zero?
new Dragon? Yeah.
In Sparking?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure
they're gonna add
they already confirmed that. They already confirmed Jiren.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's how they're gonna get. That's how they're gonna get over 100+ characers because they're gonna start tying him to other universes.
Well, yeah, you have to have the many forms of Gohan because you have Kid Gohan, Teen Gohan, Super Saiyan, Teen
Gohan, Potential Unleashed.
Yeah, Gohan Potential Unleashed.
I'm waiting for Goku early, Goku mid, Goku.
Gohan with the Z sword, Gohan without the Z sword.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it was confirmed or Wario64 just wrote it like that, but he was listing all the names, and they are going with Goku mid. Yeah, so that was always funny because back then it makes sense, but now mid means something different, and
definitely
if you call Goku mid is
they probably have the name as a placeholder. They're probably going to change it to something else later on because
I think they should just keep it. I think they should just keep it. Yeah, keep it as Goku mid.
Save it. You save yourself a character slot right there. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly. Yeah.
Horizon Forbidden West got a release date for PC, which is May 21st. And we all know what happens when a Horizon game comes out. That means that another Game of the Year contender must come out. So do you guys think there's going to be another big game that's going to come out around that time? Because, Horizon, so far, they're, 2 for 2? We have Breath of the Wild for the first Horizon game and Elden Ring for the second one.
Wait, so what do you mean by that?
Final Fantasy Rebirth is
coming out, that's in February. Yeah, this is May.
So you mean after its release?
Yeah, around the same time it's a release.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
Nintendo
Ash.
Direct.
Yeah.
Nintendo Direct this February.
Yeah, they're gonna shadow drop a game.
Metroid Prime 4 confirmed for
I
May.
always love those shadow drops, bro. And the reason why is okay. It could be they could shadow drop a game, and I'm not really excited for it, but I'm always excited to see other people's excitements for that said game. It's always a great time. I always love shadow drops. So
that'll be funny. Yeah. Metroid Prime 4 on May 21st at the same time.
Yo,
that's possible. That's possible.
Yeah. It would be great.
So. I mean, it may not come out in May, but it could come out. That's Q2.
Yeah.
Sometime.
That would be
I bet they're holding it for the successor at this point.
Yeah, they might hold it as a launch title for Super Switch.
Yeah. Which makes sense. To be honest,
I like that name. I hope they go with that.
Yeah, they got to sell something along with it or something. So I mean,
Super Switch, yeah, that would be nice. They should. I think everybody wants to name Super Switch.
No, new Nintendo Switch.
New Nintendo Switch. Man. I mean, that's more than likely because they use the new name for a lot of things, so that's possible too.
Oh, no, I mean, they really only did that for the 3DS and the DS.
Right? Well, and the games, yeah, like new Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, and there was new Yoshi's Island.
They only did it for the handheld, so I mean, there's a chance they could do that, but I don't think they should.
Oh no, I lied. It wasn't new Yoshi
Island. Remember when GameStop was still relevant? Remember when GameStop was still relevant, where you wanted to pick up a new Nintendo 3DS, and you're like, okay, I want the new Nintendo 3DS. Like, or do you want the used new Nintendo 3DS? I'm like, wait, what? God, I missed that. It was great.
But while we're on the topic of PlayStation games, State of Play is rumored to be coming January 31st, which is this Thursday. And if you go to Twitter, I'm not sure if it still was, but when I was kind of finalizing the notes, Sonic Generations Remastered was trending, or Sonic Generations was trending. And then when I clicked on it, that's what popped up. And according to this rumor of the State of Play, they're going to announce Sonic Generations Remastered, which I feel like it's kind of a weird thing just to come out of nowhere. What was
that? The 31st of Wednesday?
Is it? Oh yeah, you're right. It is Wednesday. Thursday's the 1st. You're right. Sorry.
Why? The game is just fine without a need of a remaster. That's the problem.
I agree. Like I think the game's fine. I don't think it needs
either play on your Xbox Series X or your PS5. I'm pretty sure like it upscales the resolution up to at least 4K, 60 FPS.
Well, not on PS. It's not on PS5. Like there's no. You can only play it on PS3. But Xbox, yes.
Yeah, Xbox you can play it at 60 FPS.
You can't get Sonic Generations on PS4.
No, it's only
it's a PS3 game.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot. My bad. So I just feel that there's no need for that. I guess they want to do the remaster just so you can play on your PlayStation for that in that case. I just don't think there's a need for that because if you already have a decent enough PC, not even a new one, like maybe like a 2013 PC, Sonic Generations Remaster right there. It's I don't think there's a need for that. That makes no sense to me.
I agree. I mean, the only reason I would get it is if they combine the 3DS levels with the console levels, because 3DS had different levels than the console version, which was cool.
Yeah, if they're going to add something new to it, then fine, makes sense to me. But the way I see remaster is okay. We're just replacing the lower textures to higher resolution textures and maybe up the frame rate a little bit, up the frame rate to higher frame rates, I guess. Which 60 FPS is probably fine for generations. So there's no need to go up to 120. Honestly. Yeah. I'm
gotta go fast.
I'm just trying to find reasons. Honestly, if they do what they said, what you said before, said before, James, where they add the levels from 3DS onto the definitive version, then that makes sense to me. Fine, go with that.
They add in a skin for the Sonic movie as well, because I mean we have Sonic. I believe the third Sonic movie comes out this year. I believe it's stated to be right.
I think so. Isn't that that one dude? There's also that one dude that's rumored to play as Shadow. Do you guys remember the name?
Yeah, Jason Griffin.
No, there was another rumor. There was another actor's name that was being thrown around.
Yeah, it was somebody who was really famous.
Yeah, Star Wars 3, Anakin Skywalker. What's the actor's name?
Oh, Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah. Apparently, that rumor is actually going more out than compared to Jason Griffin, which I'm
really.
Like, damn.
Oh, because the Jason one was actually I know that was going up because he tweeted earlier this month that he's in the studio recording, and nobody knows what he's recording, but like he
Yeah, it
could
could
be
be
doing
anything.
Shadow, because we had what's her name play Tails. I forgot her name. But the voice actress who does Tails, she did Tails also in the movie. So I mean,
Honestly, that'll definitely be a lot more cheaper to do Jason Griffith compared to Hayden. So
yeah,
I would, and plus I also do love if Jason Griffith's Shadow, like who doesn't?
yeah, it's iconic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, because they already got Idris Elba
yeah,
up in this. That's already expensive, and now you're gonna get him. Like, bro, I don't know.
yeah,
If they got the budget, they got the budget. So
yeah.
I don't
And
know.
you got Jim Carrey. You got to pay Jim Carrey too.
I
Like,
forgot about Jim Carrey.
yeah,
Oops.
gotta pay Jim Carrey.
I do love his Dr. Robotnik though.
Oh yeah, he does. He
does a good job.
His own version. His own
Yeah.
version of Dr. Robotnik. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
like
his
it.
own version, but it's his version of all his other characters he played meld together as Dr. Robotnik.
That's true. Yeah. He has a lot of like mass vibes in it.
Yeah.
Like
Or Larry the Cable Guy. Not Larry
yeah.
the Cable Guy. The Cable Guy.
The Cable Guy, yeah.
Or Ace Ventura. Like, they're all like little aspects that he has.
So what
he
about
kinda
the
threw 'em
Grinch?
together. I mean, the Grinch kind of like did a lot of same thing. Like he could see.
I don't get no mask vibes from the Grinch or any other characters. I feel like that's just the Grinch. And
I got like Ace Ventura like vibes from the Grinch.
Ventura.
Yeah, like his attitude and tones.
But yeah, I guess we'll wait and see.
Other news.
Yeah, we'll wait to see if the state of play is real. And our final bit of small news is Mr. Koji Kondo is finally being inducted into the DICE Hall of Fame, which I feel like is well deserved. I mean, Koji Kondo has some of the best music, some of the most memorable music. He's been there since the beginning, of Super Mario Brothers, and he's done a lot of music. He's done, Ocarina of Time soundtrack, a lot of the Zelda soundtrack, a lot of the Mario soundtrack, and so forth. I mean, I don't know, his movies his music is iconic, and I'm glad that he's on there. I was actually looking through like the DICE Hall of Fame, and I feel like there's quite a few people that are missing in there. There's some people on there that I feel don't deserve to be on there. Let me pull up that list. I was gonna pull up that list.
What's the DICE Hall of Fame exactly? Because I never pay attention.
So DICE is like they do awards, kind of like the Game Awards. So they do like their own stuff there. I don't remember. I think it's the Academy of Interactive Arts. That's what they're known for. But they do like their own award show and stuff like that. And they have a Hall of Fame for like basically anything gaming related. So I'm gonna read off the list of people who've been in their Hall of Fame when they were introduced and like who they are. So their first award was in 1998, and it goes to none other than Shigeru Miyamoto, right? Which is, of course, he should definitely be in any Hall of Fame. He definitely deserves to be there. 1999 was Sid Meier, which we all know who does the Sid Meier's games, right? 2000 is Mr. Hironobu Sakaguchi, or Hironobu Sakaguchi. 2001 is John Carmack, from id Software. 2002 is Will Wright. I don't know who Will Wright is. This is from Maxis. I don't know.
Maxis. Okay, let me.
Yeah.
Isn't that the SimCity guy?
It could be.
It could be. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
How you spell the company Maxis?
Maxis.
Maxis Studio.
Yeah.
They're like part of EA. Okay.
So probably.
Yeah, I just looked him up on Wikipedia.
It could be
Sid,
actually.
Yeah.
And and what's the guy's name? John what?
Will Wright.
Oh my. Wow.
Yeah, you're thinking John. Yeah, John Carmack is id Software, which is like I think it is possibly Doom, right? I think it does Doom, or is it Quake? Maybe.
Trying to
One of those two.
When he did, because he said it was he's a game designer. Ha! That's so funny. You're so right, Brian. SimCity.
SimCity. Okay.
Sims. He's known for the Sim stuff. There you go.
All right. 2003, we had Yu Suzuki from Sega, or formerly Sega, which we know did Shenmue. 2004, Peter Molyneux from Lionhead, or was from Lionhead Studios. 2005 is Trip Hawkins from EA. I have no clue who he is.
Oh, look that one up too.
Yeah.
Watch you be Sims again.
2006 was Richard Garriott from NC Soft North America. So I don't really know what he did either. 2007 was. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I'm just reading it. I'm just like reading to myself.
Yeah. 2007 was Danielle Bunten Berry. It just says game designer and programmer. I feel like the name's familiar, but I might be wrong. 2008, Michael Moore. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher his name. Moorheim. He was president and co-founder of Blizzard Entertainment. So yeah, it makes sense because Blizzard was getting popular, especially around 2008. Bruce Shelley, game designer in Semble Studios, is 2009. 2010, Mark Cerny, who we all know for PlayStation.
Oh, okay. So, what Trip Hawkins was known for was basically
microtransaction. I'm just kidding.
It's to sign John Madden on as a spokesperson and a consultant to his company's football game.
Okay.
So there we go. Yeah. So.
Okay. 2011 is Dr. Ray. Oh man, Muziaka, I think is how you pronounce it. Co-founder of BioWare. 2011 also was Dr. Greg Zeshuk. I don't know how to pronounce that. Who was also co-founder of BioWare. So there was two people in 2011 that were there, and they're both were co-founders of BioWare. 2012 was Tim Sweeney, who we know from Epic Games. 2013 was Gabe Newell, of course for Valve. 2014 was Sam Hauser, co-founder and president of Rockstar Games. Also Dan Hauser, who was also co-founder of Rockstar Games. So they both were in 2014. And then and Leslie Benzies, who's also from Rockstar North, and those were all in 2014. There was no 2015, so I don't know if that's like a typo or something like that, but there is no 2015 one. 2016 was Hideo Kojima. 2017 was Todd Howard. 2019, there was no 18. 2019 was Bonnie Ross, who's 343, which I feel is kind of weird. Like, I don't know why she's there because 343 hasn't done anything that's notable.
No, yeah.
2020 was Connie Booth. She was vice president and product development at Sony Interactive Entertainment. 2022 was Ed Boon, from Mortal Kombat, right? NetherRealm Studios. And then 2023 was Tim Schafer. And of course, 2024 we got Koji Kondo. So I don't know. Like, as I read this list, there's a lot of people I feel that they just shouldn't be on there, or there's a lot of people missing. No, and of course that's like my personal opinion, but like Yuji Horii should be on there because he created Dragon Quest, and honestly, without Dragon Quest, a lot of RPGs that we know today probably wouldn't exist. It was a foundation for Final Fantasy and a lot of other RPGs to come, and Yuji Horii's nowhere in sight, and I think that's kind of weird. We also have oh man, I can't think of his name. Nobuo Uematsu should be there for music and video games because I honestly, as far back as I can remember, his music is what I think popularized video game music. Because I can't tell you like how many times I would listen to like the FF7 soundtrack, FF8 soundtrack, and so forth. Like, he's definitely somebody who should be in there. There's a lot of other people who should be in here that are not. And I don't know if it's because it's like maybe they just want Western developers and people to be on there, but then again, they just put in Koji Kondo, and then Miyamoto's on there, and you like, honestly, when you look at it, there's only 3 people from Japan on this list. Oh, Hideo Kojima too. But you have like Yu Suzuki, Sakaguchi, and then Miyamoto. That's it. Like, where's Iwata? Iwata should be on this list. Why is he not on this list? Iwata has done a lot of great things on there. He should definitely be on this list. So, but yeah, this is not a rant, but it is a rant. But yeah, anyways,
there should be a video to be perfectly honest.
That should be a video. You're right. It would be a perfect video.
Oh, man, ideas.
Yeah. But yeah, Koji Kondo, congrats. You've created a lot of memories, a lot of childhood memories. We could all hum the Mario theme song. And honestly, like, Mario Galaxy has an amazing soundtrack. So does Odyssey, Ocarina of Time. Just that opening scene alone, the title screen. Like, who's not nostalgic for that? Like, you can literally, I play that every night to put my kids and myself to sleep because it's iconic. It's so soothing. It's just amazing. Great stuff. Great music. All right, let's get into the bigger news. That actually took a lot longer than what I thought it was. These are all small news, but let's talk about the bigger news. Starting off with the Xbox layoffs. Xbox is very popular in the news, and unfortunately, it seems to be like for all the wrong reasons. We had, Xbox going third party, Xbox going all digital, and now we have Xbox layoffs. Like, they just can't catch a break. And like every time they do like one good thing, it just seems to be all negative right afterwards. But Xbox did lay off 1,900 employees, which is ridiculous, especially after a day later, Microsoft reports that they have become a $3 trillion company. But they weren't the only company to go ahead and lay off, employees. Other notable game company layoffs were Riot Games, Twitch, which they do streaming. They don't really do games, but they do streaming. They laid off people. Unity and a studio called Behavior Games, which I actually don't know. I just wrote it on there because I felt bad for leaving them out, where everybody else was there. And I don't know. I just think it's a weird move, especially looking at Microsoft, because it's like you well, I get it. They bought Activision Blizzard. It was probably bound to happen. Usually after a merger comes, layoffs happen. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. Like, why? Actually, let me rephrase. I do know why. It's because they want to maximize their profits, please shareholders, so they can continue making billions, while the lower end person doesn't make anything. But I think it's a dumb move on Xbox part. They shouldn't have done that. And it's just like looking at it all, it just makes me wonder. Like, I've said this multiple times, I feel that the video game industry is going in a bad direction, and this continues to prove my point. I might be one of those people that are trying to make a big deal out of this when it might not be, but to me, it's just like these little signs just seem like that sooner rather than later we could do another video game crash, right? Prices are going to go up, we do know that, but games are becoming more expensive. And it's just like there's just too many factors going on. What do you guys think about this whole situation?
So to begin with the Xbox layoffs, I'm pretty sure that they weren't planning on doing that, mainly because they already spent too much money when it comes to with the whole FTC intervention and stuff, when they were trying to purchase Activision / Blizzard and stuff. So they weren't expecting to spend that much money. So with that being said, once everything was done, they had to cut somewhere. Which when they did the layoff, I'm pretty sure they pretty much laid off the entire Xbox physical game department or something like that.
Yeah.
Which that's something that I'm really afraid for one, because I'm like, I mean, then again, the leaks from the whole thing with the FTC intervention, they were going to come out with a new console with no disc, so that was a given already. But it's just, I'm a bit scared about that. It's just like, what if all the other companies follow suit along with just going digital only these days? Which I'm like, I don't know, man. But and you already mentioned that they laid off some not some, but a good amount of Blizzard employees, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did say that a lot of it was Activision. Well, I didn't say a lot of it was Activision Blizzard. I said that because of the merger, we knew that layoffs were going to come. But yeah, a lot of it was Activision and Blizzard.
I'm not like that surprised about it, because I think like the two games that they're like keeping them afloat is practically Warcraft and Call of Duty. And Overwatch is already like down the drain. Nobody wants to touch Overwatch 2 at all. And when it comes to other like IPs that they have, they're just not doing too hard. Basically, the short version of it. And it makes sense for that layoff to happen. I just hope that the workers that get laid off have the same treatment as the other workers that got laid off by Riot Games, because I already seen that news.
I did see that. Yeah.
Even though they laid off a good chunk of their force, they gave them 6 months of severance pay, which is good. A good amount. They still kept their benefits. So, and I think they also got a bit more along with that too. So they have 6 months to find a new job, which honestly, with your experience with Riot Games, I'm pretty sure they will be able to land a job within at least 2 months, or even less than that. Along with that, they also get the severance pay too. So like, if you're going to lay off your employees, give them something. Give them something to live off of until they get their next job. Because at the end of the day, a layoff just means that they couldn't afford you anymore. Here's a bit of this money left, and find the next job. And I don't know if Blizzard or I don't know if Microsoft specifically is going to give the ex Blizzard employees a severance pay or something like that. They need to.
They should. Yeah, they should. I would hope so, because usually with layoffs you get a severance. But I would have to
Usually, but some
disagree.
companies don't.
Yeah, I would have to disagree with the part that they can't afford you. I think they can afford it. They're just trying to maximize their, again, CEOs are trying to maximize their profits. And it's a shame, right? Like things like this, even if things aren't going too hot, you can move that money other places, right? Iwata, I just talked about him. It's a perfect example. When the Wii U wasn't doing hot, he cut his pay. He's cut his pay so he can keep his employees. And he was like, yeah, because these decisions were mine. It's my fault. Therefore, I'll pay for it. Like that. That's a good leader. Versus, it doesn't seem that Xbox is doing that. They're just like, yeah, I still need to make my like 70 million a year or 100 million a year. We'll let you guys go so I can make my money. But yeah, that's my take. What about you, Bryant?
So I think that both things can kind of be true at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible, all these people that have gotten laid off. I think I read that we're a month into 2024, and it might be like half of what it was all of 2023 or something, or slightly more than that.
I read that too.
Yeah, the numbers are horrible. I mean, just think like how many is like 6,500 people like since January 1st or something like that. Do you know what the number is?
I thought it was 5,600, like
5,600. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, all of those people, like if you think of them as like just a number, it's like, okay, 5,600 people, like every single one of those people, like they had to maybe move somewhere. They have a family, they have a kid that's in school somewhere that has friends, they have to pay their mortgage, they have to have health insurance. They're not just numbers on a spreadsheet, and it just really sucks that they're just so disposed of like that. And but at the same time, and like they move, like let's say they moved somewhere like 3 months ago and they got a house, and it's like, oh, I'm getting laid off, so now what are we gonna do? So
yeah,
that's horrible. And the fact that companies can just kind of throw them away like trash when they just literally uproot their lives for a company and everything, it's horrible. At the same time, though, I mean, things do happen in companies where they overhire, especially like during COVID. I'm sure there's a lot of overhiring. Like, people were thinking that the profits would just come. So a lot more people were hired than were necessary. I mean, with Microsoft, for example, Xbox doesn't make up the bulk of the sales for Microsoft. It's very much like in the Office and Windows space. Like that's where they make their dollar. And probably with AI and stuff coming up too is going to be a big driver for that. But I mean, it is necessary sometimes to let go of people, but at the same time, I think there's a way of doing it that is a lot more strategic than just firing everybody and saying to hell with it. And like Ash was saying, and like you were saying too, I really hope at least the severance is really good so they can kind of land on their feet somewhere else and maybe make the best of it. But just reading these stories on Twitter and stuff of these people that have been working for Blizzard, Activision Blizzard for 15 years, 20 years or whatever, and they just get thrown away. It's just, it's really heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. What about you, Fan?
I mean, everyone said it best. I mean, it sucks. And I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. Microsoft bought all these companies and thinking things are gonna, happen. It didn't happen, and now they got to trim the fat somewhere, and that's what they're gonna do because they see that as, this is a business, and what do we need to do to, make sure our business stays afloat and our shareholders happy, and yada yada yada. It kind of sucks, and we just try to do the best we can and just move on, I guess. I mean, until something changes in the industry, it's going to continue happening.
Yeah. I think what's going to change is when the Switch 2 comes out, it's going to make everybody, again, realize that Nintendo is still the best. No, I'm just kidding. No, I do feel that...
probably one of the best places to work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was reading somewhere that a lot of the talent, like actually when you look at the Mario Wonder credits, a lot of those people worked on the original Super Mario Brothers, and
which makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like their retention rate is like super high, but at the same time too, like Japan studios, they don't usually like let go or lay off people. I believe they have a law that prevents them from doing that to begin with. you have to have been in the wrong somehow for you to be let go. But even then, it's just like to me, like Nintendo's a company that, yeah, you could say I'm fanboyish about Nintendo stuff because I do love Nintendo. I feel they do a lot of great stuff. So in terms of games, they make games really fun. But at the same time, as a company, I admire them because they've always seemed to take care of their employees.
It's the culture that they built.
Correct. If you're for a company to be around for centuries, I'm not talking about decades, I'm talking about centuries, you have to be doing something right. And as far as I know, when it comes to Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo has been around the longest since when was Nintendo founded?
Edo period, they made freaking like
the
card
Hanafuda
games.
cards.
Hanafuda
cards.
cards.
And Once Upon a Time, I think they also had a Love Hotel. Once Upon a Time.
Yeah,
so would not be surprised. I mean, it was stuff going on during the times.
Yeah, it was funny. To me, it was funny. I was like, "Damn, cool." Nintendo loved the Love Hotel. I wish that existed still. That'd be fun. That would be funny. But to piggyback on what you were saying, James, I feel like it's all just due to like just greed at the end of the day, capitalism and stuff. And the thing is, a lot, especially in the in the country that we live in, America, it's just. A lot of people say that capitalism works, but I feel that it works for certain people. If you want to make capitalism work for everybody, you have to make the higher executive boards of any company needs to make sacrifices to their own paychecks if they want to keep if they want to keep the actual good employees and stuff. And only one company did that. And this blew up on Twitter or something like that like years ago. I forgot his name, but it was a company called Gravity Payments. It was like some finance company up in Seattle and stuff. And he literally took a $1 million pay cut so that way that the minimum
I remember that.
the minimum starting salary for any employee that joins his company is $70K.
Yeah,
and stuff. And with that, employee morale has drastically just spiked. People were able to start families and stuff. They pretty much had a really amazing work-life balance. And if anything, this company was actually one of the first companies to actually do remote work as well. So it was just more just trying to take care of their employees and make sure they do the best thing, the best job that they can possibly do.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of other companies, especially the big tech companies, saw that and called that socialism. And Gravity Payments is still around, and the same CEO is still there. And it's just there needs to be a point where employees are just tired of this whole company loyalty thing, and just start demanding more from companies. And it's a whole thing I could get into. It's just I wish that I just wish that the way money's been handled, it's more spread around fairly when it comes to how work is done and stuff, right? Which the gaming industry is a big culprit of that. It's just like there's so much money in the gaming industry, yet the people that actually help make the product barely get crumbs and stuff to begin with. So I'm just like, okay,
yep, that's a fact.
So
it's a shame.
It's all how you treat capitalism and how you want to distribute to other workers too, you know. Like, give them a freaking bonus, or something.
Yeah,
I don't know bonus even exists anymore.
Who I left out of this list that I just remember while you're talking is Naughty Dog, I believe. I believe it was this month. It might have been in December, but I believe it was this month. They also laid off employees, and basically the whole team that was working on the what is it called? The Last of Us, was it Factions, right? Or something like that? Whatever the multiplayer game was going to be, they laid them all off, basically.
It was never officially named, I don't think.
Oh, it wasn't named? Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, whatever their multiplayer game was going to be, they laid them all off. And it's like, it's a shame, like how you said it. Like, these are the people who make the games, and then you just
really get
rid of them. Like they don't make that much money to begin with. I remember when I was going to school for game design, and then I started figuring out how much they get paid. I'm like, wow, like, there's people who do other things that are easier than this and get paid more. It's just crazy to see.
We
But
just need more trusting unions to be made. And when I add the word trusting, it's mainly because of SAG-AFTRA. SAG-AFTRA was supposed to help out the writers and voice actors and stuff. But at
yeah.
the end of the day, they did something stupid with AI. So
Oh,
I'm like,
yep.
okay, but like, yeah, it's just so something needs to be done. We need
They got paid off.
employees need better compensation.
Yep.
So
All right, let's go ahead and move off from that. Bloomberg has reported that the Switch 2 is going to have an 8-inch LCD display. This was actually rumored last year. I believe I want to say it was Nate the Hate that had put it out there first and was talking about some Switch 2 stuff. And typically, you've known that I've said this plenty of times on the podcast. There's rumors. There's always rumors about Switch 2 stuff and like other stuff. And I usually don't talk about rumors unless I feel that there's some credible sources talking about it. And the only reason why I'm bringing this back up is that one of our podcasts, I forgot to write down the episode, but I was looking back. In one of our podcasts, we did talk about this early last year. And of course, now we have another critical source, or credible source saying that, yeah, it looks like 8-inch LCD displays are there. And it's like, yeah, it's one of those things that I 100% believe the Switch 2 is coming out this year. Like, it's a fact. It's going to come out this year. It being an 8-inch LCD is kind of a bummer, but at the same time, I kind of also understand that. But it looks like the LCD type display that they're going to be working with is something similar to what the PlayStation Portal has. And if you haven't seen a PlayStation Portal display, it's actually really, really good. It's pretty crisp. I mean, you could tell it's an LCD, but like, I don't think your average consumer would be able to notice it. Like, you really have to look like, okay, when you see the white PlayStation logo, you really have to look to see that the backlights are actually turned on. So it's a really good LCD display. If it has that same type of quality, yeah, I'm all for it. But what was everyone's hope on the Nintendo Switch 2? Like, what is the one killer feature you want to have? Let's start with you, Fan.
Oh dang. Let's have lossless Bluetooth audio.
I
Okay.
agree,
That'd be nice.
110%.
Because like the
3D
Bluetooth
audio?
that they have now is like, yeah, I mean the
Oh,
audio, the Bluetooth that they have, they kind of threw it in as an afterthought, because that was never intended to have Bluetooth initially. Even though it could, they just never built it into it as a intended feature. So I think they should
Yeah.
probably rethink that. And so if they do that, then they have to do embedded voice chat, right?
Yeah.
No second phone stupid
Yeah,
app thing.
that was the weirdest thing they ever did.
Yeah.
Like ever.
They're gonna go from a phone app to like a watch app. Like, now you have to have a smartwatch and with that app in order to make it work.
Oh, you're like this, and you gotta go like this.
Yeah,
oh my
exactly.
God.
Nintendo smartwatch.
Yeah. Everybody is going to need a Vision Pro to be able to talk
Yeah.
to somebody. Like,
So, fixing the audio, which will then fix in chat, friend chat. That's what I think. That's what I want.
what about you, Bryant?
So the Bluetooth thing, absolutely, because the thing I noticed, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but okay, first of all, the lagging on Bluetooth is pretty bad. But what's even worse than that is that if you are using a wireless controller when you're playing Switch and you have Bluetooth, the sound quality degrades substantially with a lot of like crackling noises. Like, I don't even know what you call it. It just sounds like it's a lower bit rate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
but
a
if you're
pretty much.
that's what it is. Okay, so like
Yeah.
if you're playing it like with Joy-Cons connected to the console, because it's not wireless, it's like directly connected, then it sounds fine. But if you take the Joy-Con off and put them like on like the shell, or if like you use a Pro controller, the Bluetooth quality, it sounds like garbage. It sounds really like staticky kind of.
Yeah.
So that's like one thing. Second, so then there's two other things for me. One is it has to be backwards compatible. If it's not backwards compatible, I will buy the new one, but I will not buy one game on it that's multi-platform. I refuse.
Yeah.
It'll just be my Zelda, Mario, Metroid machine, and that's it. Because I've developed such a bevy of titles on my regular Switch that if I have to leave them all behind on this old software, when Microsoft and Sony have figured out ways around that, that's gonna be a killer for me. Then thirdly, the screen. I know an LCD is an LCD. Like, I'm sure it'll look nice or whatever, but like LCD is just so I don't know.
Well,
I just
so
feel like it's kind of going away. I don't know.
Here's my input on that, like the LCD, right? It's fine that they're going to do it. The only downside is that I don't think they have a supplier that can make an 8-inch OLED already. I mean, if they kept with 7 inches, then they could have like, hey, whoever's supplying Steam or Valve with their screens, then they're like, hey, let's just use theirs because there's already a product line, already a supplier in place. But if they're increasing the screen size, then now they got to figure out a whole like supplier, whole distribution, whole like other thing, where LCD panels are a lot easier to just go ahead and just knock out.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great if it had OLED, but it'd probably be, they got more logistical work, and they'll probably do like what they did with the current Switch, a refresh, another OLED version.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that happening. What about you, Ash?
So like, I want to like piggyback off of Brian's thing a little bit about the whole backwards compatibility thing, because the biggest fun fact about me, the biggest reason why I never got the PS5, because it wasn't fully backwards compatible, even though they had the ability to do so with the current architecture that they have. Right? They could have gone from PS5 all the way down to PS1. If they would announce that, I would have bought it day one. I know that's like the wrong reason to buy a new generation console, but it would have been so nice to play all your physical libraries onto one system. It would have been great. But yeah, I wanted to comment on that a little bit. But for when it comes to like the new Switch 2, right? I'm not really asking too much from the Switch 2 because I already got like most of the stuff I want from the regular Switch, which is games, right? So like that's the thing with that. And I know people when
I just thought about achievements. Achievements. Please give me achievements.
Oh yeah, true, achievements. I forgot about that. Thank you for pointing that out. But like the thing is, right, is yeah, it's just okay. I guess a couple of features from Switch 2 is maybe have HDMI 2.1, so that way we can get VR support. So there's that. And there shouldn't be no problem, since I'm pretty sure Nvidia is still going to be working with Nintendo on the new Switch. So there's that. And then maybe get some of the old features that we have on the 3DS and put it onto the Switch, like animated themes, for example. And at this point, if they're going to have a more powerful hardware, they should be able to handle that kind of stuff anyway, right? So that's feature number 2. But other than that, I'm not really worried too much about the Switch 2. It being an 8-inch display, honestly, if it was going to be that hard for them to find as a supplier for an OLED 8-inch, they could have just stick with 7-inch and call it a day.
Yeah.
So I said in my head, but I'm thinking that they probably had to go for a bigger system for better cooling solutions. So that's probably they had no other choice but to go to an 8-inch display, if anything. So I'm fine. Honestly, I'm still fine with the LCD. To my mom's LCD. That's even the LCD though, and I still enjoy it fully. I can still bounce back and forth between LCD and OLED. I thought the LCD on the ROG Ally was pretty damn good when I tried it at Best Buy. So I'm like, damn, impressive.
Yeah.
So but yeah, overall, not really expecting like a big power increase when it comes to the Switch 2, to be perfectly honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the first thing that comes to mind. I'm just like, okay, cool, more games on a slightly better hardware. As long as the games are good, I'm fine with that. So
yeah, I hear you. What's up, Smash Mac? Welcome to the podcast. Like for me, I wouldn't say I have any like killer feature or anything like that, but like one thing would be a better UI. Like I get the simplicity of the current Switch UI. It's just boring. And it's speed. It's pretty quick to kind of go back and forth. But everything else surrounding the Switch is slow. Like you go to the eShop. The eShop is horrible. Like it's super slow. Oh my
god.
It's way worse than the Wii U.
It's one of the places I do not want to be on my Nintendo Switch.
I hate it. The Nintendo
the worst thing about that is that the 3DS, the eShop was one of my favorite places. Only 3DS was the eShop because the eShop was smooth. The music was a banger.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember the music on the 3DS.
That's my Steam Deck. Every time I boot it up, it's eShop music. I have it cycling to a bunch of eShop music.
Freaking nice. It's just that was a whole different beast. Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely a big downgrade when it came to the Switch. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing. Like the eShop slow. eShop could just do a whole makeover because I think the Wii U eShop was better designed than this. That like the Nintendo Switch Online app, like if you go at the bottom, they added like the Nintendo Switch Online icon. If you go to that, it is so slow to navigate. And I always navigate to get the icons for you can get like the character icons for your avatar and stuff. It takes me forever just to do that. And I get so angry because it's so slow. If you're playing a game that has online connectivity,
Good luck.
it's over. Like
Yeah.
you have to wait like 10 minutes for the home screen to load. It's just horrible. Going to the Bluetooth thing that Brian had mentioned, or actually Fan had mentioned, is well, both of you, I guess. It's that I also noticed, like, I have a 8-bit Duke controller, the SN30 Plus, I believe it is, or SN30 Pro, no, SN30 Plus. It's the Super Nintendo looking controller with the thumbsticks. I forgot which one that is. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
no, the
that
other one without the
The other one
handles. Yeah,
without the handles. Oh, then it's the one without the plus.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's
Yeah.
just SN30.
Okay, so I have that, and I take that with me, and I would use it on the Switch in tabletop mode. And I've noticed if I have my Bluetooth headset on, and then I use that as a controller, there's so much like lag, like latency. I would have to shut off my headphones in order for me to be able to play without latency. I was playing Zelda, or not Zelda. I'm sorry. What's it called? Mega Man Zero. And of course, that's platforming in there, and the lag was just so bad, and I realized it's because of the Bluetooth. But yeah, a better Bluetooth definitely, better Bluetooth connection overall would definitely be better. More ergonomic. Like I think that's probably the killer thing is the ergonomics of it. I've complained it plenty of times that the ergonomics on the Switch. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting older and I just can't hold things in my hands like that. But it's just like it's getting to me. It's just very hard to hold these Joy Cons on the back of it, especially on the OLED Switch because it is thinner and it's just hard to do that. I do have the Nitro deck right here. And with the Nitro deck, like it's a little bit better. It's just the way I've complained about it, the way the thumbstick and the D-pad are just so low. So like I was playing Golden Sun and I literally have to hold it like at the bottom. Usually you hold it like this. I have to hold it like this to play Golden Sun because this is where the D-pad is. It's just yeah, it could be better overall. So I think just more ergonomic overall. The Steam Deck has kind of spoiled me because
Steam Deck is perfect, I think, ergonomically, pretty much.
Yeah,
man,
and
don't hype me up, bro, because I'm gonna get this thing soon, man.
Well,
can't wait.
Here's the thing. So everybody, when they first saw the Steam Deck, they're like, "Why is the thumbstick like right here?" And then you had like the D-pad, and then of course face buttons and thumbstick here. But now that like once you get it, you're like, it makes sense. It's like perfect. You literally all you have to do when you're playing is you just go back and forth between the two. It's like the perfect design ever. And I just don't understand why nobody else has thought about that. Why it took so long for somebody to think about that, but it feels good. I'm sure Valve has a patent in, so they can't use it, but if Nintendo were to figure out something like that, yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, I think ergonomics is probably the killer thing. And then yeah, just better UI design. Like, come on. You guys are known for the Wii channels and even the Wii U icons like that, and the 3DS, like the layout of all those were just pretty cool. And then you have the Switch that's boring. Does everything else good? Well, not everything else good. It has good games, but everything else about it is just boring.
Yeah.
It does everything adequate.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. It's
consistent. It does everything adequate.
Yeah.
It's just
and then music. I'm not sure if I mentioned music. But yeah, music. We need music. Like, come on. Have the option to turn it off if you don't want it, but like you need music.
Yeah, imagine if Nintendo takes the UI from the Steam Deck and the PS5 and kind of like meshed them together.
Steam Deck and a PS5. Yeah, I mean the PS5 is like the Switch technically.
But if they do more.
Yeah, it does
they have
more.
Like the background music. They play like stuff. They kind of change the background depending on the game that you're looking at.
Yeah, like that. What I liked about PS4 was the themes also came with music. So when Final Fantasy VII Remake came out, I had what is it? You had to buy a Butterfinger, and if you would get a code, and then you can get the Tifa theme. So the first thing I did was have the Tifa theme, and then of course in the background played Tifa's theme song, and like that's it. That was my theme. I like that. You know, in 3DS, I had the Skyward Sword theme, so it played the Goddess's Ballad or Ballad of the Goddess or whatever the name of the song is. It would play that throughout the thing. So like,
I
just give me that.
I hate to say this, but Nintendo is sitting on a gold mine, and they're just not jumping into
They
it.
can make
Right?
they can make a lot of money with.
They can make bank on selling themes, even if they sold themes for like $5.
Yeah,
on eShop.
They did before. I don't know why they stopped.
I would buy. I bought a few PlayStation themes. You know, I
Same
bought a
here.
3DS theme, so it's like, do it. Could you imagine? Like, I would if they released a Tears of the Kingdom theme before like Tears of the Kingdom, I would have bought that. You know, pretty much any game. Metroid Prime 4 theme before Metroid Prime 4 comes out, I would get that.
Yeah.
Like,
if you pre-order it, you get a special like
Fire Emblem
profile icon.
Yeah.
Like profile icon, like that shows that hey, I'm a pre-order of this game.
Yeah. Why not? I would do that in a heartbeat. I would do all that stuff. So I mean, that's my hope. I hope they have a good foundation with the Switch. We don't need anything crazy. Just improve it, right? Better hardware, better ergonomics, and just better UI overall, and better internet. Better internet. That's
Better sticks.
Better thumbsticks. Hall effect.
I think that's on Nintendo's side when it comes to better internet experience. To be perfectly honest with you, so that's.
Yeah, just
I like them going to an 8-inch screen brings into the question. Like, I guess all my old like Nintendo accessories are out the window. I can't reach them, so I got to buy everything new again.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'd hope if there's backwards compatibility with the Switch, all your old stuff. Like, I just got this, and it works perfect with.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I can't slide my old school Joy-Cons on an 8-inch screen. They'll be like, you know, it would look like a
why not? It look like
PS Portal. It look like a PS Portal.
Hey, as long as it's comfortable, then it's fine. Who cares? I don't know.
Make it look like the One X player. Like, I'm not sure you saw the new One X player. How it's just like the controls are this small, but the screen's 10 inches. Like, why not? You know?
Yeah, the One X for X1.
Yeah, I'm at the point that a portable console doesn't have to be pocket size anymore. Like,
definitely
have a bag. You know, I have a bag now that I have a book bag, and then like the Nitro deck I like because it comes with a like a, what do you call it? It's a case and it has a strap, so I can carry that too if I wanted to. So like, I would buy that. You have the one that there's one that Wolfden had mentioned a lot, which I like. It's the Tom Talk bag that fits the Steam Deck. It's really nice. It's like a, what do you call those bags?
Expensive though. They're like shoulder messenger fanny
carrier bag.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like, it fits that, but it also fits, like, you know, it can fit other things in it too. I don't know what you call it.
It's like a carrier bag.
I don't know. Is that what you would call it? I feel like there's another term that I'm looking for.
It's a single shoulder like bag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immerse.
I guess
immerse.
Let me actually see if it has like an actual description, because there's
a messenger bag.
Is that what it's called?
Sounds like a messenger bag, actually.
A sling bag. There we go. A sling bag.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it looks cool. Like, if you look, just type in like Tom Talk carrying case, it's $50. Actually, not that expensive. It's only $50. And if it's like the Steam Deck, you can fit like a charger. You can fit up like in here they're showing like a mouse, a dock. They have I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that can fit in here, because I know
it's pretty big. It expands out, right? Like, kind of expands out.
Yep. And I know, like, he was showing like his Japan stuff. Like right here, there's a picture. It has an iPad in it. It has a Steam Deck, an iPad, like a portable battery charger, a wallet, I would assume, a camera. Yeah, it has like a little thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know why I started talking about the bag. I forgot.
Oh, because you're talking about handhelds don't have to.
Oh yeah, handhelds.
Pocketable.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean that's fine, right? We'll do it that way. So we'll wait and see what the Switch 2 or Super Switch has to bring. We'll see what it's called. I do think that we'll probably hear about it in the summer, and I do think it'll have a fall launch, because if we haven't heard about it now, then we're not going to expect the spring. Even though I think the smart thing would have been announce it early, get it out on the spring like you did with the original Nintendo Switch, but I don't think we're going to get that this time around. So we'll wait and see. Maybe they don't have to wait, because the Switch was like, they need to win people's trust again. So the Switch coming out spring made sense. You didn't have no competition there. It was all eyes on you. Now everybody has to worry about them. right? When is the Switch 2? Because everybody's already looking at the Switch 2. So different story now. We're going to skip this last topic a little bit. I'll just mention it real quick, but we're not really going to talk about it. And then we're going to play video game 20 questions, since we haven't done that in a while. But I just want to mention that ROG Ally, there's already talks of ROG Ally 2 coming out possibly by the end of this year. This was according to, I believe it was a vice president of, I think it was marketing for Asus in India. And I guess we'll have to wait and see, because like he's not a main source, but if he is like VP, he might know something. And that's kind of fast. Like the ROG Ally is not even a year old. They'll be a year old in June. And if it comes out, by the end of this year, then that means, yeah, I just think that's too quick. Like,
yeah, it's a bit. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
James, where are you right now with your handheld PC purchase? It feels like it's a newly developing saga every week. What's the status right now?
Yeah, it's I mean, I'm still going back and forth between that. Like I'm leaning more. I was talking with Fan, I think today, about this. Like I'm leaning more towards the ROG Ally now. Because I was watching videos just on ARC GPUs in general, just to see like how performance are in games. And it just seems that ARC GPUs have issues, and the one thing I don't want is issues. I like MSI, I like their products. I've already mentioned this plenty of times, but the biggest thing is ARC. And for example, if I can't use an ARC GPU to play a very old game, because like I might want to play like Splinter Cell Blacklist, which is an old game. If it doesn't perform well with Splinter Cell Blacklist, then I don't want that. And I know ARC GPUs have issues with older games. With newer games, they seem to be pretty solid. They're a little bit more consistent. Everybody like ETA Prime has done a few videos with ARC GPUs, but every game he shows is a game that has like basically every optimization in the world. Witcher 3 is a perfect example. He always shows off Witcher 3. Witcher 3 could run on anything, and it has like everything. It has DLSS, FSR, has XESS, it has every single upscaling technique you can think of. It has that built into that game, and you can utilize that. So in my opinion, that is not a good benchmark. A good benchmark is a game that's maybe lesser known, to kind of see how it compares when you're comparing like other GPUs and stuff like that. So I don't know. I was looking into.
So are you gonna wait for the sequel, or are you gonna get the current one? You think?
No, I won't wait till the sequel. I'll probably get the current one.
Oh,
I don't know.
You're gonna pull the trigger.
And
okay.
Part of it too, and I was still thinking is like, in my head I'm still debating like, do I need this or should I just get the Steam Deck OLED? Right, better battery life, which I would love a better battery life. OLED display.
OLED.
That's really it. But then at the same time, I thought about it. I was like, man, but if I want to play, let's say, Stranger of Paradise, it doesn't work well on the Steam Deck, but it will work.
You poor man, you're so conflicted.
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
Yeah.
I know it's
tortured soul.
We'll see. We'll have a special episode when I decide on one. I was even looking to the Legion Go, because I kept looking back. I was like, well, maybe I should do the Legion Go, and then I was reading up stuff. I was like, maybe not. Yeah, like there's still a lot of issues with Legion Go apparently. So I was like, nah, I don't think that's the answer. So we don't know. I'll give you an update next week, and I'll probably be in the same spot, but it'll be an update nonetheless. But all right, let's go ahead and do video game 20 questions. Brian hasn't done this before. So the way this goes is...
I know how it works.
Oh, you do know? Okay, cool. So
yeah, it's like we take turns asking questions to try to whittle it down to like what the game could be. Like, was it made after 1989? Is it an NES game? Right.
Correct. That is it. All right. So since then I guess we're good to go. So let the games begin. And don't forget, you can't guess the game unless you're sure, because once you guess the game and it's wrong, it's over. All right, but yeah, let the games begin.
Yeah, and this is a team effort too, so we need to collab together to answer the right questions and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, we are adding a role to this.
Is Dave in the chat? David in the chat? No, he's not.
David's not in the chat.
All right, Shu, you're gonna have to help us, Shu.
No, Chad's not allowed to help anymore.
No. In this one, we will. Where's my pen here? We're gonna have a time limit. So.
Okay, fair. All
time
right.
limit,
Yeah,
so that we're not,
sense.
You're not taking like 20 minutes. On my pen,
what are you gonna do? Like 30 seconds?
Yeah.
A question?
Yeah, okay. 30 seconds. But I'm looking for my. Man, I had like the coolest pen in the world, and now it's gone. I was saving it for video game 20 questions.
Just put a timer on, like.
Man, awesome pen is gone. The same thing with my Bluetooth adapter.
All right, first question: is it did the game come out after 2000.
No.
Okay. So it's before 2000. All right. So it has to be one of the older generation consoles. So either Xbox, PlayStation 2, and 64, maybe GameCube era. Yeah, GameCube era. All right. Did it come out? Oh, go ahead, Brian. Yeah.
Are we taking turns like going around the horn, or are we just piping in whatever?
You can
we
talk.
can just type in whatever.
Yeah, pipe
Okay.
in whatever.
We can
you
discuss
can
because it's us three versus him.
Yeah.
So we can kind of.
Is it Japanese developed?
Yes.
Okay.
So we know
Is
the
it a
game was made before 2000. It's Japanese developed.
Before 2000.
Okay.
Do you want to ask if it's a? Do you want to narrow down console?
Yeah, let's do console.
Okay.
So from that point, it's either
Sega. Hold on, and Brian, you have to be specific with your questions too, because the way you ask the question is the way I'm say yes or no to. Does that make sense?
Was there a more specific way than
he's
I?
Very, he's very nitpicky with your wording.
Yes.
Oh,
Your wording has to be perfect.
I mean, aren't we all?
Yeah.
So
he's nitpicky with your wording. Okay, so is it? You want to ask if it's a first party, like, or if it's a Nintendo exclusive, Sony exclusive?
Yeah, let's knock that out of the way and see if it's Nintendo exclusive.
Okay, is it a Nintendo exclusive?
No.
Okay. Now,
is it multi-platform?
Is it multi-platform?
So when you ask this question, are you saying it's multi-platform when it release, or is it multi-platform in general?
We'll say in general, as in now. Is it on multiple things now, officially?
Yes.
That's gonna be tougher. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we can definitely.
So okay, did this come out on? Did it come out when it was released? Did it come out on the Sony platform?
No. That's number 5.
Okay. Then I might as well shoot this one. When this game got released, did it come out on the Sega platform?
Yes.
Okay, so we got to narrow down which Sega console.
Is this game part of the Like a Dragon / Shenmue universe?
No.
Okay.
Good guess.
Wouldn't that be 2 questions? Because Shenmue and Like a Dragon are 2 different things. Or did you mean Yakuza?
Yeah, like that whole universe, because they kind of like tie in together in a way.
Yeah, they do.
I think.
Oh.
No, they're actually separate universes.
Oh, they're separate. Okay.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought they kind of tied it together because the gameplay style kind of reminds me of like all the mini games and whatnot.
I got to mix it with Judgment. I forgot about that. All right.
So many
was it a Dreamcast game when it came out?
That's what.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, it wasn't a Dreamcast.
Okay.
But,
yeah, I need to think about this one. Okay.
Didn't you say when it was released, it came out on the Sega Dreamcast? But so that means it wasn't.
I said Sega platform.
Or Sega platform. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not Dreamcast.
Yeah. Okay. So retro. Olders. All right. So did this game come out on the Sega Saturn system?
No. Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
Actually, no, it did not.
Okay.
Okay, so it has to be Genesis, unless he's talking like some random Primal Rage port on 32X or something.
Well, I mean, there was like wasn't there a different like in between the Saturn, like a CD Master or whatever? It's like a CD Master.
There was Genesis and then 32X and then Genesis, Sega CD, 32X or 32X Sega CD. I don't remember.
If anything,
and then it went Saturn.
Before we try to guess like which console it is, let's try to figure out the franchise. Since it came out,
it's an older game, platform, and Japanese developer. So, should we figure out like genre, like RPG versus beat 'em ups versus
that's not bad.
Fighting versus.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
okay.
I was thinking about more like on like which series and stuff.
Well, I mean, if we can kind of figure out the genre, then we can kind of figure out the franchise.
Yeah.
Was this an RPG game?
Yes, it is an RPG.
Okay.
Okay.
What RPG games came out on the Sega system?
That's number
Yeah.
10, by the way.
Fantasy Star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Did Lunar come out on?
It did.
What was Lunar on? That wasn't Genesis? Was it Saturn? Saturn, wasn't it?
I mean, there was a Genesis game before Saturn. Like I think the first one came out on maybe the Sega CD or Genesis. And then that game Oasis is also kind of like RPG-ish because it's like their version of like Link Zelda. And then didn't the Star Ocean games first came out on the Sega systems?
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Actually, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that.
I don't know.
I thought it actually
pretty
came
sure
out on
it
the
was.
Nintendo platform first, and then I don't know. I think Star Ocean. Wait, which game you said?
Well, I was just saying
Which
the franchise in general. Like I'm sure that game came out
For
on
some
there.
odd reason, I thought Star Ocean like was also on the NES back then. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Just never mind that. I guess. All right, so he said it's a RPG, so we're not too sure if it's actually a Japanese RPG. So I don't think we need to like ask that question, to be honest.
Well, it's a Japanese RPG on a Sega console, so like there are only so many. I mean, I've never played it, but is Shining Force an RPG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so like Shining Force, Phantasy Star, maybe in that ballpark. But then, yeah, and I mean they did release ports later of those Phantasy Star games, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So question: Are we also counting games that never got imported to the West?
No, that's
Okay,
one of the rules. This is
No,
a
yeah.
U.S.
Okay. Yeah.
release,
Sorry. So Soccer Wars out of the question then. All right, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't there? Didn't Yeast like the YS series? Isn't that also like they're on like
That's
Yeast
not-
7?
Yeah.
Yeast 8,
That's
but
an
they-
RPG. That's an
That's an
RPG.
RPG
The
game,
thing
but I'm
is,
pretty
I
sure
don't
this
know.
came out on the.
Yeah, I don't know if it can't. Like, if it can't. It sounds correct. Honestly, it makes sense because yeah.
So it's old school, so it has to be an older RPG. All right, do we just want to start knocking out franchises? Because we've already guessed
Sure.
Phantasy Star, we've already guessed Shining Force. I mean, we can.
Well, we
ask if
didn't get answers on that.
I know, but we've kind of like clarified like those are RPG games, so
Yeah,
we
yeah,
could ask
yeah.
if the game is part of those franchises.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
do like a rapid fire
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
So
So is this game part of the Phantasy Star franchise?
No.
Okay, so that knocks out all of those out. Is this game part of the Shining Force franchise?
Yes.
okay, cool.
Okay, so now we just got to like narrow down which freaking Shining Force.
Problem is, I'm not too expert on Shining Force. So I'm like, damn.
I'm gonna go to
Uh,
Wikipedia right now.
I don't think you can't use
You can't.
Google
Yeah.
search.
You can't use Google search or
Oh, you
anything
can't
like
use
that. No.
Okay.
I think there's at least
Just how many questions do we have left?
You have 8 questions left.
Okay, so there can't be
I'm-
8 Shining Force
No,
games.
no,
Let's
no,
just knock
no.
them
No,
out
there's
while we wait.
around if it's an older retro system, there's at least 2 or 3 for sure.
Okay.
That came out on Shining. We just got to narrow it down. If it's
Has to be before 2000. That can't be that bad, right?
Ugh. Yeah, but he's gonna be very nitpicky. Which one is this game the first in the series of Shining Force?
No.
Okay, so it's not the first one.
Is it before the third one?
Yes.
Is the Shining Force 2?
Here's
Yes,
the
it
thing.
is.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Oh.
there was like other words in it, like Shining Force 2, The Legend of such and such, or some shit like that. Like I don't know he's gonna be that nitpicky about the title.
Yes, it is Shining Force 2. I was hoping you're gonna ask if this game was developed by Sega, so I can say no, and then I would have put you guys like, made you guys
That's
really
why I said.
think.
That's why I said platform.
Who made Shining
Yeah.
Force?
Camelot, the makers of Golden Sun
And
Yeah.
Mario Golf.
and Mario Golf. Yep. They did Shining Force, so I was hoping for you guys to say that, but
No, I
you
said
did.
platform. I'm like, yeah. I know this game a little bit.
Yeah, so yeah, Shining Force is it's a tactical RPG, so like Fire Emblem.
Okay.
The funny thing is, like when you get into battles, the camera angles is exactly like Golden Sun. I think we
Yeah, it's
talked
that
about
weird
this.
45-degree angle.
Yep. We talked about it before where like I was surprised that it was Camelot because I didn't even notice that. But then like after realizing it is Camelot, like it makes sense because they use the same camera angle in Golden Sun when you're in battles.
Makes
So
sense.
yeah, it's actually pretty fun. There was a mobile Shining Force game coming out and it looked really, really good. And I don't know what happened to it. Like it
Got canceled.
did it get canceled?
I'm
Oh,
assuming it did.
I mean,
Because
yeah.
you said it was a long time ago, right?
Yeah, it was a while back, and it looked amazing. Like I was looking at that, man, like I would play this. It looks really really good. And then yeah, there hasn't been an update in a couple of years now.
I mean, they could still be cooking. It's just the problem is, I mean, I don't know. It's budget at the end of the day, as all it
Yeah.
is, you know.
Let me see. I wonder. Um, find it. No, it doesn't even show up on here.
What the heck? They have they have the first Shining Force on Steam. That's cool.
Do they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
they should
$1.
have.
For
They,
$1, that's
I
crazy.
mean, it's available on Nintendo Online, Nintendo Switch Online, so you can play.
Oh, I didn't know that
Yeah,
either.
Yeah.
it's part of the
Yeah.
it's part of the
Yep. Or if you get like the Genesis like collection or
Yeah,
whatever,
I guess
you can get on
I
there
can see the
too.
Golden Sun style that you're talking about. That's
Yep.
funny.
But it's a cool, tactical RPG. It's one that like I want to play through all of them. The second one is the known as the best one, which a lot of the second of games, except for Nintendo games, which is funny. But a lot of number 2 is always like the best. Actually, now that I think about it, name one Nintendo game that the second one is the best.
like a direct sequel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would say that because like for example, you have Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Was great. Super Mario Brothers 2, not as much. You have Legend of Zelda 1, which is great. Legend of Zelda 2, not as much.
Yeah, Link's Adventure was stupid.
Here's the Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I mean, would you consider Majora's Mask?
Not so those, not really, because
Okay.
the franchise is already established, right?
Well, I mean, that's the second 3D Zelda game. That's the thing.
Yeah,
But I mean,
Splatoon
technically, it takes place right after
Splatoon 2.
you
Yeah, I
know,
guess Splatoon 2.
Ocarina of
is
Time.
definitely better.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
Is
that
Xenoblade
counts.
Chronicles 2 better than Xenoblade Chronicles? Well, actually, no, that's Monolith Soft, so I guess that wouldn't count. It's
Well,
just Nintendo
it's still
published,
Nintendo.
right?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Nintendo owns Monolith Soft now, so.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, there you go.
And yeah, that's a
Not
debate.
Metroid Prime.
Yeah, not Metro Prime. Metro Prime 1 is definitely better than 2. Donkey Kong Country 2, I guess, is 1.
It's
Even though
hard
it's
to choose
developed by Rare.
between 1 and. It's hard to choose between 1 and 2 because, like, based on my first impressions when I was like one of the, like the older Xenoblade Chronicles fans, when I saw 2, I was surprised that it was called 2 because like the stuff they had, like a whole bunch of fan service with some of these blades and stuff. So I
Yeah, the
thought
art style completely changed.
Yeah, I thought there was just shooting this game out because of fan service. But then when I actually played the game, story and everything, which is amazing, like it's still like held its quality like it did from the first game. So it's hard to choose between the two. I don't know. It's hard.
I think
I
1
still
is
haven't played
better
the third one yet.
overall. But
You
1
think one's
definitely
better?
has the better story. But like I
Yeah,
mentioned earlier, 2.
I always love one story, and I
Yeah.
also like the acting better. The voice acting was way better.
Yeah.
In the first one. Right,
2, what 2 has is just a lore dump, which I like better. Like the lore in 2 is way better than 1. But the story specific to like the characters like Shulk and everybody, and it's a tighter story.
What about gameplay though? Because I feel like because of the blade system, you have like lots of variety to mess
Yeah,
with.
I
when
think
it
the
comes to
gameplay in
different
2 is
drives and
better.
stuff. Yeah,
Gameplay 2 is better because of
Definitely.
that. Like,
Didn't they introduce like a freaking gotcha system in 2?
yeah,
Well,
that's the worst
a
system.
pain in the butt gotcha system. Like you don't pay money for it, obviously, but it's
Yeah.
just the pain in the ass.
Yeah, to get all the good blades. Like I'm at the end, and I've done so much of the gotcha stuff, and I have maybe like 40% of the blades, and I have like
I am
I have like
also
80
at
hours
the end
in.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
also
like,
at the end as
whatever.
well.
I've been
I'm
trying to
about to beat
get
the final boss.
Cosmos.
Same.
Yeah, I've been trying to get
Same.
Cosmos, and I cannot
Oh
get
my
Cosmos.
God.
I'm just like,
How
I
long
give
is
up.
XC1?
they're long. It's like 80
65 to
hours.
70? Oh, okay.
Dang, okay.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
80 hours. 2 is about the same, if not a little bit longer, and then 3 is like
Yeah.
even longer.
So you're gonna have to dedicate some time into this, right?
Yeah, because I started playing XC last
Yeah.
week, and I've been playing it. I've actually been playing it a lot. This is the furthest I've ever gotten into it. Like, I'm really
Where you at
starting to
now?
get the hang of the battle system. I'm not far at all. I'm at the part like where you're about to go into Colony 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Like you leave the cave, and then like your place. I don't know, spoilers. But you go to Colony 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I keep getting like distracted by like the side quests and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it. This is the most I've enjoyed it. Like, I kind of just like being able to like sit on the couch and, well, not watch football anymore, but I was watching football and just like knocking out some quests and grinding and stuff. And it's fun. And I'm liking it though. And I think I'm gonna try to see it through. I just want to know how much of a slog I'm in for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it-
I'm
it's
glad,
good.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're enjoying it so far. 'cause,
It's pretty consistent. Like yeah, the getting to each big story beat can be a pain because like the worlds are huge.
yeah.
So
really.
like you'll go from one spot and they're like, okay, the next story beat is all the way over here. You have to travel all of this. So there's
The
a lot
scope
of
is very impressive, by the way.
Yeah.
It's very impressive that it's a Wii game.
yeah, exactly. For it being a Wii game, it's oh man, you haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like that will blow your mind.
Does it have any connection at all with 1 through 3? Is it like its own thing?
As of right now, it's its own thing.
Gotcha.
If
They need to
anything,
same-
port it- they need-
similar
they
same
need to port it to
universe,
the
isn't it?
Switch.
no, it's a different universe.
The
Well,
universe,
universe.
really?
nobody
yeah.
nobody knows yet because there's no evidence. Like everybody was thinking it was connected to Xenosaga. Because there's a
Which
character.
makes sense.
Yeah, there's a character in
Yeah.
X that looks like Cosmos. So that's why they were thinking it's connected to Xenosaga in some way, shape, or
The
form.
android chick, right, from the Xenosaga games. The
Yeah.
android lady. Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
So that was the thing. But like, yeah, if you play X, I recommend. Hopefully, a remake comes out for like the Switch 2.
Please.
But if it never does, the best way to play is emulate it at 60 FPS. Get the 4K mod.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
it. Like that
It
game
looks
is
good.
beautiful.
It looks real good.
Preservation and best experience. There you
Yeah,
go.
so it's one of those things that it needs to come to the Switch 2 because that game still holds up like graphically when you
I
put
just
in.
wanted to be ported
that-
so
yeah.
that way people know about it. People buy more of it. They're like, oh my god, I want Xenoblade Chronicles
Yeah.
X2.
I still
can
think the
happen.
biggest issue is because of the composer. Like I feel like he's probably expensive. Maybe that's why, and they're probably gonna have to.
Yeah,
pay
they have good
more.
music.
Yeah. Well, not Xenoblade Chronicles X has a different composer than 1, 2, and 3.
Oh,
Yeah, because 1, 2, and 3 is a mixture. Well, 1 has Yoko Shimomura who does like the battle
Yep.
theme and a couple of other stuff. Shoot, what's his name? Why can't Matsuda, Yoshinori Matsuda, and Ace. Those are the 3 people that do the music.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, Ace is a group, but like those are the 3. 2 is just Matsuda and Ace, and 3 is
Matsuda the Chrono Trigger guy?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So but X has Hiroyuki Sawano. So he does what he's known for is not really video games. He's known for movies, TV, and
Oh,
anime.
God.
So
I
he's
just
a lot
know
more
it was kind of a
expensive.
meme.
His
The
biggest
New York
blow-
theme, the new New
his-
York. Was it new Los Angeles?
Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a meme.
His first blow was actually Attack on Titan and stuff. So his blow came from there, and then like it just keeps it keeps going up ever
Yeah.
since and stuff.
No, he has
Um,
notable stuff from before that.
Yeah, but his blow up.
I can see
was
why
Attack
he's
on Titan,
expensive. Then.
Literally.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe they'll have to like, if they remake it, they'll have to pay him like freaking royalties. And
yeah,
license
he's
fees
done.
and stuff
So
like
there was a
that.
TV show I used to watch. He did the music for that. And I picked it out right away. I was like, wait a minute, I know this composer. But yeah, he did Xenoblade Chronicles X, Attack on Titan. He did
Premiere, I think.
was
Yeah,
it?
Premiere.
Yeah,
He did
Premiere. He did that.
Yeah.
He Gundam Unicorn and the new Gundam series. What's the name? Hathaway's something. I forgot what the name of it is. That
Half-Blooded Orphans.
no, not Half Blooded Orphans. It's Hathaway's something. It's set in like the main Gundam universe, like from the OG Gundam. It's a newer movie that came out, but he did
Oh,
that.
okay.
Shoot, there's a bunch of other stuff that he did. Let me just play up his stuff. What am I doing? Trying to use...
Hathaway's Flash. Okay.
Yes, if you like OG Gundam and you like that universe, it's amazing. It's I'm not sure if anybody here's a Gundam fan, but you have
Oh, this is like Gundam Wing.
Gundam Wing's good, But
Watch all the Gundam.
OG Gundam has like Amuro Ray, right? Who's
Yeah.
the pilot.
Red
And
Comet. Awesome. Yeah.
his the captain there is Bright Noah. So Hathaway, it's Hathaway Noah, who's Bright Noah's son. And the premise of this is basically Hathaway Noah's like he kind of goes like rogue. He's like, yeah, what the Earth Federation is doing is not right. I'm gonna do things my way. And the manga, it's like a short manga. It's more like a book. It's really, really good. It's deep and it's very graphic. The story is ridiculous. I can't wait. I don't know when they're gonna do the second part to this movie, but let's just say you're in for a huge upset if they keep the same ending as the manga, because the ending of the manga is like, wow, like I can't believe that happened. It's crazy. But yeah, let's see. Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, The Seven Deadly Sins, Attack on Titan, Blue Exorcist, Guilty Crown, Kill la Kill,
Did he do any music in Bravely Second, or in no, not Bravely? What's the isn't that the name of the second the game on Switch? Is it Bravely Second or Bravely Default 2?
Default 2. No.
Okay, yeah. Did he do some of that? Because the battle theme in Bravely Default 2 sounds a lot like one of the main themes of Attack on Titan. Kind of interesting.
You think so? Oh, it does. Yeah, I can hear it actually. No, I don't think so. I think the guy who did Bravely Default 2 does the Octopath Traveler music.
James.
Oh, okay.
What's up?
New Dragon Ball Diamond trailer dropped.
I do gotta watch that. Yeah, because as we're doing that,
I gotta watch it later on. I was like, oh, I can't wait.
Let me see. Anime.
All right, guys. I'm gonna log off here.
Alrighty, man. We'll see you. Yeah, we'll get ready to end this right now. Yeah, we're still streaming.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, I never heard you say now we're off or something.
Yeah, no, we're about to end it right now though. Yeah, no, he hasn't done any notable video game. Oh, he did a League of Legends song. That's about it. But yeah, we'll go ahead and end this right here. Appreciate everybody for showing up. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of March, so definitely doable. I will be back we'll be back on Thursday for a live stream. We finally beat Crystal Chronicles, so now we're moving on to Stranger of Paradise, and we'll go ahead and do that playthrough. And then what else do we have? Oh yeah, follow on Twitch. I don't know if I said that. Make sure you follow Phaneckswhy on Twitch. He's not here now, but make sure to follow him as well. He does stream, and I will have a video. I'm trying to do at least one video, one short every week. I probably will have my KK3 Max controller review. I'm actually really liking it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm trying to do a huge stress test because if you remember, I had a Zen Pro controller. I really enjoyed that, but then I did that 12-hour stream for Tears of the Kingdom, and the button started squeaking. So I kind of want to do a stress test for this to make sure the buttons doesn't squeak. But I will say that the buttons don't feel the same. This feels like a lot more premium, so maybe it won't squeak. Well, we'll wait and see there. But Ash, where can I find you at?
At Ash Destroy him, so I haven't uploaded anything yet. So
did you get Apollo Justice?
Not yet. Not yet, unfortunately. Okay. This fun's like
wait for your Steam Deck OLED.
That and plus I gotta wait until I get paid again. So, but
gotcha.
Definitely gonna be getting that first.
Are you gonna get Granblue?
Granblue's gonna take a back seat. It does look enticing.
You gotta get it. Get it so we can get more Granblue stuff.
It's not my top priority right now. So.
Oh, I hear you.
Because we got Persona 3 Reloaded.
I thought you were gonna skip out on Persona 3 Reloaded.
I never said I was gonna skip on Persona 3 Reloaded. All I told you was I have concerns about the game, mainly because of the content. But
yeah. Hopefully, I signed up. Atlas was doing a creator thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I signed up for it. Yeah, so hopefully I can get a code. I mean, if not, I'm gonna buy it anyways. But and I hope it's not one of those things that I buy and then I get the code. I mean, I guess we can always do a giveaway. So that'll be easy. But yeah, I'm definitely getting 3 Reloaded. I'm doing Granblue. Granblue, I'm probably gonna stream the whole playthrough, and then 3 Reloaded, I'll probably play on my own. Cause I thought about streaming it, but then I was like, nah, like I feel like I'll get copyright strike like crazy with their music. Yeah, yeah. I might go missing because of that streaming that. But yeah, Brian, where can I catch you at?
I did pre-order Granblue this afternoon, so I'll be right there with you.
What, PS5 or PC?
PS5.
PS5, okay.
And I'm red_so_deep on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm getting it on PC, so we won't be able to do multiplayer.
Oh, where you getting on? Where you getting on PC?
So I can play on my Steam Deck. Hopefully, it's not Steam Deck
Oh,
verified, but
got it.
like, yeah, that's how I play most of my games. It's on Steam Deck now because it's just better.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get it.
I don't have like this office in here is always empty. Like I try not to be in here unless we're streaming or I'm doing videos and stuff like that. So my game time is usually on my Steam Deck or at lunch or something like that. Yeah. But appreciate everybody for joining. And as always, you can catch me right here. I will have, again, at least 2 videos, maybe 3. Like I'll have a short and then I might have 2 videos because I'm going to do a Persona 3 reload video. It all depends that if I get that code, I probably won't do a reload video. I'll rather beat it and then do a review. If I don't get the code, then I'm gonna do a preview instead, like talk about like what is different and stuff like that instead. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, thanks for watching. My name is James. Thank you, Bryant. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Fan, as well. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.